I told him he was never more than a backup. I laughed when I said it, carelessly, stupidly, thinking it was harmless teasing. But the moment the words slipped out, something in the room shifted. Not slowly. All at once. It felt like the warmth drained out of the space, leaving only cold air between us. His face didn't change immediately, but something deep in his eyes did, a quiet, painful flicker I didn't understand until it was too late. He stood up without a word and walked away, disappearing into the bedroom. I waited for him to return. He didn't. We had been together for 4 years. Not flawless years, but steady, soft, safe ones. He was the kind of man who listened closely, who remembered things I forgot I even told him. He didn't just say he cared, he showed it in small ways that built a life around me. Cups of tea when I was buried in work. A gentle hand rubbing my back when I fell asleep on the couch. Sticky notes on the bathroom mirror reminding me I meant something, even on days I felt invisible. We were sitting on the floor of our tiny living room that night, eating leftover pizza, half paying attention to some dating show where contestants ranked each other. I made that joke. If things had worked out with Alex, I never would have been with him, that he was basically my fallback option. He looked at me. No laugh, no smile. Just a silence so sharp it cut right through the moment. I tried to play it off, say it was a joke, but even I knew I had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. He stood up quietly and went into the bedroom. I stayed on the floor, holding a slice of pizza that suddenly felt heavy in my hand. I waited for him to come back so I could explain, soften the blow, take it back. But hours passed and the door stayed shut. Then I heard the suitcase wheels sliding across the floor. My stomach sank. "What are you doing?" I managed to ask, voice unsteady. He didn't shout. He didn't accuse me of anything. He just said, "I never wanted to be the person someone settled for. And if there's even a hint of truth in what you said, it changes everything." I tried to stop him. I said it was stupid, that I didn't mean it. But he was already gone in a way that felt final. He nodded once, turned away and walked out the door. The silence that followed was the loudest thing I had ever heard. I waited for a call. A text. Something. But nothing came. I didn't sleep at all that night. I lay on my back and stared at the ceiling, replaying every moment of our relationship, wondering where else I might have made him feel small without realizing it. And the horrible truth was that I had never told him clearly enough how much he meant to me. I'd assumed he knew. I'd assumed he could feel it. But one careless sentence had wiped away years of quiet love. The next morning I called. Straight to voicemail. I texted apologies, explanations, the truth, every word I should have said long before that night. I told him he wasn't a backup. He was the one who made my life feel real. That meeting him had been the thing that saved me, not something I stumbled into. But he didn't reply. Days turned into weeks. Mutual friends didn't know where he'd gone. Someone suggested he might be staying with family, but no one was certain. He had disappeared with the same calm finality he did everything, with decisions made quietly, without drama. I cried more than I ever had in my life. The kind of crying that drains you, that leaves you numb afterward. I stopped going anywhere. I didn't check my phone. Everywhere I looked, he was there, the jacket still hanging by the door, his mug beside the sink, the faint scent of him on the pillow. But the most painful part wasn't the emptiness. It was realizing that he had loved me with his whole heart, while I had made him feel replaceable in a single breath. Months later, I wrote him a letter filled with everything I never said aloud. The regret, the love, the apologies. I didn't send it. I didn't know where to send it. I tucked it into a box with old photos, ticket stubs, and the notes he used to leave me. Sometimes I take the letter out just to remind myself of the lesson that cost me everything. Not because I want the pain, but because I never want to forget how fragile love can be when we treat it carelessly. I don't know if he'll ever forgive me. I don't know if he thinks about me. But I think of him every day. And if destiny ever gives me another chance, one impossible second shot, I won't try to be witty or playful. I'll simply say the truth I should have said from the start. You were never my backup. You were the best part of my life.